Back in 1640, Alse Young moved to the town of Windsor, the first English settlement in Connecticut. She was married to John Young and came over from England. Not much else is known of her other than that she was the very first person to be tried, convicted, and executed for witchcraft in America, a whole 45 years prior to the Salem Witch hysteria. She was hanged in May of 1647, and most historians believe that she and the other first witches were hanged here, on what is now the site of the old State House in Hartford. Her execution is documented in the then Governor John Winthrop's journal, as well as in the records of the Clerk of Windsor as seen here. 30 years later, her daughter would also be accused of witchcraft in Massachusetts, but never be convicted. Mary Webster and her husband settled in a small house in the riverside town of Hadley, Massachusetts, along the Middle Highway, or meadow in the town, likely somewhere around this town green. They had little income and often relied on help from the town to survive. In 1683, she was accused of witchcraft for the first time, but was exonerated by the jury in Boston. About a year later, Philip Smith, a prominent citizen of Hadley and close associate of Cotton Mather, and coincidentally one of the judges at Mary's trial in Boston, began having terrible fits and died a painful death, but not before he blamed it on Mary Webster and her witchcraft. During his ordeal, some of the men in the community decided to disturb Mary, a common treatment of witches at the time, by dragging her out of her home, hanging her from a tree outside till she was near dead, then burying her in the snow and leaving her for dead overnight. But somehow she survived and became forever known as Half-Hanged Mary. Legend says she's buried here in Hadley Cemetery in the Webster family plot, though no grave marker can be found. She has an interesting modern-day descendant, author Margaret Atwood, who dedicated her famous book, The Handmaid's Tale, to her ancestor Mary.